To Flashback, where we remind you of some major events that made headlines during the week. We'll begin on Monday with the inaugural sitting of the Presidential Election Petitions Court in Abuja. At its pre-hearing session on Monday, the chairman of the 5-member panel, Justice Haruna Sanmani, promised to do justice to the petitions before the court and advised lawyers against making sensational comments.
Security at the Court of Appeal, which serves as a Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal, is watertight. Shehu Shagari Way leading to the court was cordoned off by security personnel. The pre-hearing session commenced with Justice Haruna Sanmani introducing the members of the panel. Justice Stephen Ada of the Abuja Division, Mesitura Bolaji Yusuf, Asaba Division, Moses Ugo, Kano Division, and Abba Mohammed, Ibadan Division. Chairman of the panel, Justice Sanmani, urges counsel to be wary of unnecessary applications that would waste the time of the court. He believes everyone will be satisfied with the verdict at the end of the case. The first petition taken was that of Action Alliance, AA, and its presidential candidates. The President-elect, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, All Progressives Congress, APC, and Hamza El Mustafa were listed as respondents. Other petitions also taken today were that of Action People's Party APP, followed by that of Peter Obi and the Labour Party, with the President-elect and APC as the respondents. The tribunal adjourned to tomorrow to take petitions filed by the Allied People's Movement APM and that of Atiku Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party PDP.
The court committed itself to cooperate and ensure that these petitions are expeditiously dealt with. And on our part, all the lawyers for all the parties also committed themselves to cooperating with the tribunal, the court, to make sure that these matters are dealt with urgently because of their national importance.
Will impact on Nigeria's electoral jurisprudence, judicialism and constitutionalism. It's very, very important that this is made known, because one way or the other, I do not think that it will be business as usual as far as Nigeria's electoral.
Counsel to the APC, Lateef Fagbemi, noted that preliminary objection has been filed to these petitions.
Still on Monday, the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress announced the zoning arrangement for leadership positions of the 10th National Assembly. The party considered reports of consultations and meetings held with the President-elect Bola Tinubu, other party leaders on the zoning arrangement. The NWC called for further and better consultation with necessary stakeholders in order to assure the support of the aspirants to the National Assembly leadership positions and members of the party nationwide. The zoning arrangement reported to the NWC is as follows. For the Senate, for the post of the Senate President, South, they're suggesting Godswill Akpabio from Akwa Ibom State. For the Deputy Senate President, they are saying Northwest Barau Jibrin from Kano. For the House of Representatives, Speaker, House of Representatives, Northwest Abbas Tajuddin from Kaduna State. And for the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Ben Kalu from Abia State. Still in the week, other review, the disputes that arose from the Osun State governorship election ended at the Supreme Court on Tuesday with the affirmation of Governor Ademola Adeleke's victory at the polls. The Apex Court, in its judgment read by Justice Emmanuel Agim, also upheld the appeal court's judgment, which upheld the election of Mr. Adeleke as the state governor. In setting aside former Governor Adegboyega Oyetola's appeal, the court held that the appellant failed to adduce enough evidence to prove his allegation of overvoting in the July 16, 2022 governorship election. The judgment was affirmed and adopted by all 5 members of the panel for lack of merit. Governor Adeleke, who spoke shortly after the Apex Court ruling, described the judgment as the establishment of God's authority and supremacy.
Today is an historic landmark in the history of Osun politics. Today is the day our God ordained to stamp his authority as the owner and giver of power. Today is that moment when the will of the people, ordained by God, survive the anti-masses plot of powerful forces. We therefore celebrate God Almighty, the author and finisher of our faith. We dedicate today victory to him as we finally assume the governorship of this great state of living strength. State power is of God, and he bestows it on whoever he wishes. I will remain God-driven, divinely inspired, governed with the fear of God. Our governorship is an affirmation that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
President Muhammadu Buhari, in his congratulatory message, appealed for teamwork and unity to develop Osun State after the Supreme Court affirmed the victory of Governor Ademola Adeleke. Also, the President-elect Bola Tinubu, in his congratulatory message, asked Governor Adeleke to unite the state. The Action People's Party on Wednesday withdrew the petition filed against the victory of the President-elect of Progressive Congress and the Independent National Electoral Commission at the Presidential Election Petitions Court in Abuja.
Out of the 5 petitions filed against the election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 2 petitioners have now withdrawn their petition. On Monday, the Action Alliance withdrew its petition, and today, the Action People's Party has now followed suit. At today's pre-hearing section, counsel to the APP Obed Agu told the tribunal that the party has filed a motion on notice seeking leave of the tribunal to withdraw its petition. This, he said, is brought pursuant according to paragraph 29 subsection 1234 of the first schedule of the Electoral Act. The respondents, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC, INEC, did not object to the application. The tribunal subsequently dismissed the petition.
Well, the grounds is nothing more than instruction from my client. I was instructed and I had a brief to file a petition. I filed the petition. I also have another brief to withdraw the petition. And that's the grounds. As a lawyer, I was prepared to take up this matter to the last minute of it. But things change. The brief is not mine. The brief is that of my client.
The battle for the leadership of the 10th National Assembly took a new turn on Wednesday when some members of the House of Representatives rejected the consensus list released by the APC National Working Committee. The members visited the APC National Headquarters in Abuja to register their displeasure.
Abbas, Tajuddin, Kaduna.
The governor in APC on Monday announced the adoption of Tajuddin Abbas from Kaduna as its choice for the position of Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives, which will be inaugurated next month. The APC said the choice was made after consultations with President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The pronouncement has generated controversy as some ranking APC lawmakers have rejected the party's decision.
Reaching out to our members.
They are here at the party's headquarters to make demands for a possible change in the list released.
And if you are going to look to the sideways, what makes you look and think that Adegboyega is not qualified? Sorry. Having served as chief whip of the House for 4 years, now leader of the House for 4 years, it is we and the conscience and our covenant with the people of Nigeria that will be in the hallowed chamber. So it is better. It is not let the wrongs that is meted. That thing is wrong. So let the wrong that is meted be righted.
Now the party is zoning the Deputy Senate President and the Speaker to the same zone. We've been in this assembly, sir. There's no time. 2 presiding officers are zoned to one area.
In his response to the group, APC Chairman Abdullah Adamu appeals to the members to give it more time to have a better look at what it's presented and come up with a better position that will benefit all.
As leaders of the party, that you
we are part of those who elected us. We cannot but listen to you. We cannot but try to understand you. We cannot but try to live to the articles of faith of our great party, APC.
This present development suggests there will be intense politicking in the next few weeks. It appears the APC will need to put its house in order before June 13.
And on Thursday, the Supreme Court adjourned the hearing of the suit filed by the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to the 14th of September. The Apex Court granted the application of the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, to file additional processes in response to Mr. Kanu's filing, which was done on Tuesday. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu had approached the court to appeal the verdict stopping his release from custody of the Department of State Services. The Court of Appeal had earlier granted a stay of execution on its verdict, which discharged Mr. Kanu of terrorism charges filed against him by the federal government. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention since he was brought back from Kenya in June 2021. Finally, in the week under review, the Independent National Electoral Commission began preparations for the off-cycle governorship election coming up in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. The commission published details of all candidates in the 3 states for the election scheduled for the 11th of November this year. INEC National Commissioner for Information and Voter Education said 18 political parties nominated candidates for the Kogi governorship election and 17 parties for Bayelsa and Imo states. Mr. Okoye also confirmed that all the political parties have submitted the forms containing personal particulars supported by sworn affidavits. The electoral body appealed to Nigerians to scrutinize the list to make sure no false information is on the list.